Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sean Farrow. I'll be going over comprehensive UST inspections from the perspective of the State Water Board. Just a little about me. I currently work in the Leak Prevention Technical Unit performing CUPA evaluations. And when I'm not working, I find myself outdoors, fishing with family and friends, camping, skiing, etc. Prior to my state service, I was in the U.S. Army, and my first enlistment was as a combat medic. And after my second re-enlistment, I found myself as a preventive medicine specialist. These are the topics I'll be going over today: file review in-house, facility record keeping, visual inspections, functionality of leak detection testing, and compliance report writing. First off, what is a UST compliance inspection? It's an inspection that ensures a facility is operating in accordance with Title 23, Chapter 16, and Health and Safety Code, Chapter 6.7. File review in-house. These are some questions you might want to ask yourselves when you're reviewing prior to going out to your inspection. Does the facility have a current UST operating permit? Is the permit for the current operator? Are the UPCF forms current, complete, and accurate, and approved if necessary? Does the facility have current financial responsibility documents? Is the facility plot plan or site map complete and accurate? Does the facility have a current designated UST operator? And does the facility need an owner-operator agreement? Some other things you might think about are, has all appropriate testing been conducted? Were there any failures? If so, were these failures fixed and retested? Lastly, did the previous inspection include any violations? If violations were noted, did the facility return to compliance? And little quick note, a lot of these slides you'll see this, it says, your agency may require you to review other material that is than what is mentioned here. For facility record keeping, these are some questions you might think about looking. Is the UST operating permit and its conditions on site? Is the permit for the current operator? Does the facility have its UPCF forms? Have UPCF forms D&E been signed and approved by your local agency? Does the facility have current financial responsibility documents? And does the facility have its monthly designated operator inspection forms? Have the facility employees been trained within the last year? Does the plot plan, site map depict current conditions and contain all required elements? And are the written monitoring and maintenance records on site, or are they off site if it's approved by your local agency? And lastly, are unauthorized release records available? And are alarm history logs available? These are some of the things you need to look at when you're doing your monitoring certifications and inspections. Upon arrival, was the monitoring panel and alarm? These are all part of your visual inspections. Are the spill buckets, turbine sumps, and UDCs clean and dry? Now, are your spill buckets in good working condition, i.e. the drain mechanism operable, or is there an available pump? What type of overfill is used on site? Are all sensors of the correct type and placed in the correct location? Are the pipe penetration boots in good condition? And is there any indication around the vents of liquid releases? Does the contractor have required certifications to perform the testing? Did the contractor affix a tag or a sticker on each monitoring equipment component that has been certified, repaired, or replaced? And lastly, a couple notes here. Do the facility forms accurately portray what was observed on site? And then again, your agency may require that you inspect other pieces of UST systems that are not mentioned in here. Okay, the functionality of the leak detection is one of the primary pieces that we need to focus on. One way to do an inspection is you, the inspector, can observe the testing of the monitoring equipment during the annual monitoring system certification, which is recommended by us, or the inspector can review the current or most recent annual monitoring certification form to verify that the equipment works as intended. Validation of the leak detection equipment is crucial to obtaining reliable monitoring data. There's one piece to this though, and it right here, and some CUPAs really don't like this. But if the inspector reviews the monitoring certification form rather than watching the equipment tested, the inspector must still conduct an on-site inspection. The annual monitoring certification only checks leak detection functionality. It does not constitute a complete compliance inspection. Therefore, scheduling for a service technician or a designated operator is still required for an on-site inspection so they can provide access to all containment areas for your visual inspection. Some other things to look at and have tested. Your line leak detectors, did they pass or fail? Do the automatic tank gauge sensors need to be tested? If so, did they pass? And testing the under dispenser containment sensors. Tanks. Does the facility have single or double wall tanks? Do we have interstitial monitoring going on? Do we have steel or fiberglass tanks? And corrosion protection. Turbine sump sensors. Did they pass or did they fail? If the system is VPH, has a vacuum, pressure, or liquid sensors been tested? And is there a transition sump for the vent rack? This also must be tested. Is the secondary containment continuously monitored with the system that either activates an audio or visual alarm or stops the flow of product at the dispenser when a leak is detected? And the note here is compare the testing of leak detection equipment to the monitoring plan. If the UST system operating, is the UST system operating in accordance with its monitoring? And lastly, compliance report writing. Some questions. Were there any violations? If so, were they minor, class 2s or 1s? Did we have any significant operational compliance violations? Is there any warrant for red tag enforcement? And the observations noted during the inspection. Did you talk and explain your findings with someone at the facility? And did a facility representative sign the inspection report indicating that she has received the report? Some other things to think about. Did you include citations with your violations? Are you leaving your inspection checklist, or are you writing a narrative report? Some of the things we went over today were file review in-house, facility record keeping, visual inspections, functionality of leak detection equipment, and compliance reporting. If you need more information, all this can be found at our website in LG 159, the Annual Underground Storage Tank Compliance Inspection, and its enclosure. Thank you.